Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, in this video, we are going to describe multi-factor authentication. Okay, we all know and we all are utilizing multi-factor authentication almost everywhere nowadays. But if not everywhere, then of course the financial things like banking or your own office organization, your maybe the market, share market, or any other like mutual funds where finance is involved is almost 100% multi-factor authentication has already been enabled, right? So legacy legacy applications have relied on a single form of authentication, most often a password, and we all have seen that. But it's not like they cannot be MFA enabled. Well, they can be, but just to understand, earlier or the traditional way or the legacy way, it was the password only auth, and we still have uh, things or applications where we are using only the password, right? uh, However, passwords are problematic for users and easily compromised. Everything has a password nowadays, including social websites, your own websites, official websites. Everywhere you go, there are like thousands of passwords you gotta remember. And this is what the problematic for the users, because what they do, they use the same password everywhere. If possible, little bit of changes, which is more problematic, because once your password is compromised, all of your access, doesn't matter whether it's a social website, your banking website, your marketing website, whatever it is compromised. So multi-factor authentication is what Microsoft says it already blocks 99.9% of those kind of password attacks, because the hacker may crack your password, but hacker doesn't have the other factor, the second authentication, which could be your phone, right? Which could be biometric, like your uh, face or your fingerprints, those kind of thing. Uh, so multi-factor requires more than one form of verification to prove that an identity is legitimate. So what is the second form of verification? Well, it could be anything, like something you know, something you have, and something you are. So something you know, it could be a pin. Something you have could be your trusted device, your phone, right? Or your hardware key or something like that. And something you are, that means your biometrics, could be your fingerprint, your face, anything. So it would be like first you type in your password and then the second factor authentication happens. So how it saves you, how it blocks hacker to hack into your accounts, it's simply they do not have the other information. They might crack your password because of various means, but they do not have the secondary thing, the secondary authentication mechanism, because that belongs to you and you only, like your phone, your face, your fingerprints, those kind of things. So multi-factor authentication prompts are configured to be part of the Azure AD sign-in event. That is the beauty. That is the reason this particular topic is in between the Azure AD module, because we are understanding MFA with regards to Azure AD. Okay. So Azure AD automatically request and process multi-factor authentication without you making any changes to your application or services. that is so amazing. You need not to, for example, if you have on premises and you want to have your MFA enabled, you gotta take care of the entire infrastructure. You need to build one server and then take care of those initial prereq thing, and then you can enable it. But Azure AD gives you just like that. Okay. And when a user signs in, they receive an MFA prompt, uh, and can choose from one of the additional verification forms that they have registered, right? And I'll show you, if I could, I'll find out something, and I'll show you at the end what kind of form I'm talking about, where you can opt for it. It's not like somebody will make you choose this. Well, they can, it depends, but usually it is what to say, you can choose your secondary verification method. Most of the time, the application or the application owners, or they give you that option, like you can choose as an email, you'll receive the code on the email, or you'll receive the code on the phone, or you have the Microsoft Authenticator app, things like that. Okay. All right. So multi-factor authentication verification prompts are configured to be the part of Azure AD sign-in event. You can easily recognize that Microsoft prompt for login, right? So an admin can require certain verification methods. That's what we are trying to understand here. Uh, User can access their my account to edit or add verification method. As I said, we are describing or understanding MFA with regards to Azure AD. So there are additional forms of verification which can be used with Azure AD multi-factor. I was already mentioning so many times, but let's go through them. It could be Microsoft Authenticator app. It could be an SMS. It could be a voice call. It could be a OAuth hardware token. Okay. And I'm pretty sure you have used all of these knowingly or unknowingly for various means, right? So security defaults and multi-factor authentication. Let's try to understand them. Well, default, we all know, and security default, as you go, whatever comes, or let me try to explain it in a different way. Security defaults are a set of basic identity security mechanism recommended by Microsoft. When enabled, these recommendations will be automatically enforced in your organization. The goal is to ensure that all organizations have a basic level of security enabled at no extra cost. As if you go to the Azure Active Directory, you have your audit logs there. You can go and check if something is compromised. Few of the information would be there, not all of those, because for that you gotta buy the licenses. But free of cost default security practices, that's what we are talking about here. You can enable the MFA even on the free tier of Azure AD. Okay. Uh, then there are different licensing on the Azure AD that we already talked about. And as we go P1 to P2, there are various means then we can utilize MFA in a very different, in very sophisticated way, like conditional access. You can utilize the conditional access MFA in accordance with conditional access, where if certain condition met, only then the MFA would be prompted. Those kind of stuff can be done, but that require licensing. You got to buy the licensing. Okay. But for this security and compliance fundamentals, this is all we needed to understand. What is MFA? how Azure AD takes care of that, what are different means in Azure AD. So this is what we talked about. And yeah, let's meet in another video. Take care. Bye bye.